Screen time salutations to all you internet dwellers out there, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am joined with the boys, minus one boy, that we got in here. How's it going, man?
Can't complain. Can't complain. It is a decent Wednesday. Man. Well, I wonder if there's like any fancy Wednesday or name for this Wednesday. Excuse me. Whoa. That was interesting. Hey, that's my actual voice. No, I'm doing great. It's a great Wednesday. I wonder if there's any special names, though, like I said, for this particular Wednesday. I don't know. I kind of didn't realize that I was getting into that. The different names for Wednesday. It's always different.
WILDERPEOPLE Wednesday.
There we go. Rocking
there
today.
Yeah.
WILDERPEOPLE Wednesday. Okay.
We're good. That works. Well, thank you guys so much for listening this evening, or whenever you're taking a listen to this. We very much appreciate all of you out there. Please be sure to give us a thumbs up on our YouTube channel and a subscription. That would be really helpful, trying to grow that fan base. And we hope that we entertain you guys and that you enjoy this episode. Without much further ado, we are going to review I forgot the year. 2016 movie, Hunt for the Wilderpeople. This was written and this was directed by Taika Waititi and also written by Taika Waititi and Barry Crump. And it stars Sam Neill, Julian Dennison, and Rima Tewayata. And so let's see. I don't know. The basic summary of this movie is that a young kid who's kind of a troublemaker and in the foster care system gets dropped off with these two sort of bush people, a man and a woman, who live kind of off the grid in New Zealand. And basically the story is about this young child acclimating to the lifestyle of these more rural New Zealanders. The movie takes some twists and turns. At some point, you realize that there's a manhunt going on where they have to escape, and Sam Neill and Dennison's character run for about 6 months, trying to fight off the government. And we have some critiques here for this movie and some details. But let me get Keelan's first impression first, and then we can go into the nitty gritty.
Well, my first impression. One of those movies that I walked into. I really like watching movies without watching the trailers first. I don't know what it is about that. Anytime that I'm oversaturated with previews and what could be, I feel like I know the movie before I see it.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I didn't know what I was getting into, but I like Taika Waititi. Or what? I'm not make sure I say that right.
Yeah, I think you got it. Taika Waititi.
Nice. Boom. But yeah, I like his films. I like what he does. This is, I want to say, maybe the third film of his that I've seen. Fully enjoy every last one of them. And then to get to the end of this and find out that it also was a book, I'm kind of interested in reading the book.
Yeah.
So that is part of my first impressions of this movie was I liked it. But the breakdown, the way it goes, everything about it, fully digestible for anyone, I think. I think you could even have kids of a certain maturity, of course, watch this. Excuse me. And even older people would get a good kick out of this. So without even telling anything about the story, I'm going to give that as my upfront review. It was definitely enjoyable, pleasantly surprised, and I think it might go into the list.
Nice. Yeah, I think I would agree with you. I was very surprised. I've seen this movie over and over and over again, and I've always been like, yeah, Taika Waititi, I got to watch this at some point. And so finally I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And I'm glad I did. It's a small film. It's a small story. It's not trying to tell like a huge grandiose story. It's very intimate. But man, oh man, is it beautiful. I mean, I wish I lived in New Zealand sometimes just because of the scenery. And I love how New Zealand films always have to do that, where they're walking, and then they're walking on the edge of a mountain, and it's like this beautiful scenery everywhere.
You know what that is? That's the old 80s Hollywood trope. When they were shooting a movie and they wanted to prove to you they were in Hollywood, they would walk down the strip.
Right. Absolutely.
Same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if they wanted to prove they were actually on location, they would pan out from the character so that you could see the whole area.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, yeah, no, this isn't a soundstage, man.
This is real.
Yeah, yeah. And I like in the movie, there's a reference to Lord of the Rings at some point because there was definitely some Lord of the Rings references because it's in New Zealand, of course. But I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was funny. I thought it was really sweet. And it's a good story. It's a perfect story for an anarchist. So if you're an anarchist and you hate the state and you just want the state to leave you alone, you'll love this movie because that's basically the lesson of this whole thing. Yeah. So without much further ado, let's just get in some details here. Keelan, what do you want to bring up first? We don't have to go beat by beat, but maybe just, because they do chapters, right?
Yeah, they do. And yeah, going chapter by chapter even really isn't necessary, but let's go with the characters. Let's just introduce characters and run through the story. So we start with Ricky, and I guess we can still mention the chapters as we kind of fly through them.
Yeah.
And because Ricky is the first chapter, Ricky is a bad egg, and that's the name of the first chapter. But I don't know, from the beginning we meet Ricky. Bella, everything is going on. Bella was a great addition, short-lived character, but a great addition to the film. I just felt like, I don't know, maybe it's because I know a lot of people, or I know enough people who've grown up in the foster system, and also working around and with kids for time as well, you kind of, I don't know, you get a sense for the difference between people who want to see kids thrive and people who've given up. And from the very beginning, I got that vibe that Ricky's just a kid that nobody really gave a try. Like everybody just took this lady's word for it. Yeah. And he was painted with this particular lens or color from the beginning.
He has an awesome rap sheet.
Oh yeah, super awesome rap sheet. And you realize it's like, oh no, he's just
I like one of the things is like kicking things, and it's just him kicking a can.
Kicking a can. Yeah. Graffitiing, stealing, buggering. What? What? Who is he? What lady? Man, he's just going off rails. But so being introduced to Ricky and Bella all at the same time, I think that was just a great way to set this movie up. A great way, because I expected this movie to be about Ricky and Bella.
Right.
I fully expected this to be a long-term, like, I'll just say it this way. When you watch movies like this, usually the wife gets a kid or something like that, or a new puppy or a new car or her favorite job, whatever. And then her husband dies.
Right. Yeah.
This movie, on the other hand, and the way they did it, nothing glamorous happened for Hector. We have the 13th birthday, and then the very next scene is Ricky coming back to Bella no longer being there. And
shout outs to Bella too for that awesome birthday song.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Good. That was cool. That was so cool.
Made me want to get one of those old, like, synthesizers just to like make little songs with.
It's funny because between that and a documentary I watched like 2 weeks ago, I literally started thinking to myself, do I still have like any of my old keyboards and beat machines anywhere? Like, I can just pull it out and see if they still work.
Yeah, just dabble.
Right. Here's some 1979. But yeah, so I just thought the introduction, the lead into this movie was great. We see every character really, Hector, Ricky, Bella, Paula, and Andy. Oh God, Andy, do more. But yeah. So yeah, that's my start point.
Yeah, and so basically the movie really jumps off with the death of Bella. And I thought that scene was pretty sad, to be honest. I think Taika Waititi's good at that. Like, he did that with Jojo Rabbit, right?
Yes.
With Scarlett Johansson dying, where it's like he'll throw you a really happy moment, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, somebody's dead.
Right, and it's never the person you expect, or the person you expect the most in terms of Jojo Rabbit.
Right. Right.
But no, yeah, and then even so, bringing up Taika
Mhm.
from Bella dying, he's the pastor in the
Yeah.
church as she's being buried with references and quips that I promised at a certain point I was like I'd have to look up New Zealand
Yeah, that was
colloquialism to
definitely
make some
that
certain
that
things
was
make sense.
definitely inside baseball there,
Uh-huh.
or inside cricket, I should
Inside
say.
cricket.
Yeah,
Hey,
um,
it could be inside baseball. You never
yeah,
know nowadays.
dude, he had the shittiest eulogy ever, man. I would be like, dude, what are you doing?
But it's so weird because as terrible as it was great in terms of setup for this movie.
Right.
Like if we were to break it down, like everything before he comes in as the preacher and they bury or they cremate Bella because they never show that. It's funny because for me, seeing her in the cardboard box, I was like, oh, they're gonna cremate her,
Mhm.
you know. But him mentioning another door opening and what's behind that door? Jesus. No, it's not Jesus, it's another door. Jesus.
Yeah,
Well, what's behind that door?
vegetables.
Jesus? Yes, Jesus. How are we supposed to know, dude?
Right.
But just that and it set it up so perfectly. Even the joke was just set up so the timing of it all was perfect to where when
Mhm.
you get to the next chapter being another door, and that's when we really hit, like, to me, we pick up speed. We start picking up
Mhm.
some momentum. You know, we start getting a feel for what's going on. We see that welfare wants to come back and get Ricky. Ricky ain't for it.
Mm-mm.
And rightfully so. Like even before we found out why,
Mhm.
rightfully so. Why would you want to go to people who are talking to you and treating you like that?
Yeah, and that lady sure became a psycho.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like I said, from the beginning to me, that was written all over her character.
Mhm.
Um, it's something about the disingenuousness of the way she was, very loud and boisterous about, helping Ricky find and helping the kids, but then you would immediately slight the child
Right. Yeah,
verbally.
of course.
I don't. It's something about just hearing people are seeing that on screen. I was like, yikes! Like, okay, well, we know who the evil is, or at least
Mm.
I knew who the evil was, and then you see after he gets the letter, he talks to Hector. He's running away again. And I was like, oh, he's running away again. All right, this is about to get good.
Mm.
I'm burning down the barn. I burnt myself live, as you'll see if you look inside the barn. I was
Yeah.
like, shit, he's about to burn down the barn.
Yeah, of course.
As soon as he read it, I read it, I was like, he's about to. Oh my god, kids are so bad.
Super stupid.
And it's like for lack of experience, granted, but it was just funny because I was like, that's how he has the rap sheet is he
Mhm.
does little things, trying to make little gestures or send little messages, and it turns into that.
Right. Right.
You spray paint the inside of the garage of the foster people who took you in, and they just send you back and call you a criminal. They don't consider that you just were trying to get them to
Right.
sit and talk to you.
Right.
Um, so yeah, again, him running out into the woods after hearing a story from Bella, just all of that whole setup. Again, this movie was perfectly set up. Tupac is his best friend. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's a good dog right there.
Great dog, great dog. All three of them were good dogs. What?
Mhm.
So, oh, never mind. I just played it back in my head. I know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So sad.
yeah. The whole situation, just both. All right. So
Well, this is where kind of the movie blends a little bit for me. So,
mhm.
like, we can kind of treat them out in the wilderness as like a chunk,
Yeah.
because there isn't a whole lot of delineation. There's a couple characters we meet. Um,
Mhm.
the guys they keep fucking with,
Yeah, the three crazy. I'm like, why didn't they give up at some point? Those guys.
right?
I really like. Okay, the
They
first
got
line it was
robbed twice.
like the first time I'm like, yo, this old man just put tips on y'all, but he was carrying a whole hog. Y'all
Right.
not ready for that.
No, no.
You're not even halfway ready for that, right? Um, so the first time I understood. You know, they were trying to stand their ground and do it. You know, big macho men and we hunt and we. I get it. The second time, bruh, why?
Right.
The third time, it was like, yo, why are you go home?
Shit just got real
Again.
again.
So yeah, no, absolutely. It's like you thought you was big and bad, you got caught slipping, and now you just still here. Now it's your ass fault.
Hmm.
You know, even though I was kind of glad only the one really got any because his boys were really just standing there. The leader, the guy who tried to shoot at the end.
Right, right.
He was really the one leading it all. The other two guys would have been home, feet kicked up, drinking a beer,
He really
watching
wanted
cricket or
that
something.
$10,000, man.
He really wanted that $10,000, which I'm thinking it must have been 10,000 US.
I mean, also it's like, well, they call it dollars there too, but
True.
it's also like how many millions of dollars did y'all spend chasing these guys?
That's what I'm saying. It's like they were civilians thinking about the way their guns were taken and damaged and their stuff, and they would come back and come back and come back. You
Mhm.
rented a cabin, you had ATVs, excuse me, a truck, multiple
Yeah,
vehicles.
he had a whole posse at the end.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like, nah, that 10,000 gotta stretch somehow.
Yeah, they already spent that for sure.
Easily.
And then the
For
government with
thrill?
helicopters and tanks.
Yeah, that was excessive as well. The only thing that made the tanks and stuff make somewhat sense is they were on a military installation. That was a military test installation. They showed
Okay.
the sign with when the old man was taking the pictures on the road.
Mhm.
It was a sign right
Oh,
there that
okay.
said that it was a military facility right there. So
Mm,
that
okay.
part made sense because that would mean they were already out there testing. It was a test site.
Right, right.
Or not test, training is the word I'm looking for. Not test, training is the word I'm looking
Mhm.
for. So Hector's illiterate,
Yes, you can't read.
and wow, not the fact that he was, but it was the way that Ricky like dug in, bro. It was like
Yeah, you
Ricky,
ripped him for
chill.
that one.
Yeah, it's like, but he's a kid. He's
Right.
a kid. A kid finds out somebody can't read or write that. What does a kid do all day long? They're
It's
told
the
they got to
ultimate
read this
insult
and
for
write
a
that.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's like you're an adult, you're like 65, bro, and you can't. Oh yeah, I'm clowning.
Mhm.
So I thought that was funny. I was kind of glad that Hector ended up getting injured when he charged at him.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because I don't know what he would have did. He was hot.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
was steaming.
That's true. And that was before he cared enough for
Yeah,
Ricky.
he didn't
Yeah.
care at all. But
Right.
he got hurt and saw like, no, Ricky has a heart.
Mhm.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
He's literally a kid. So yeah, the way that all played out, him being injured, broken foot camp. That was a good name for a chapter.
Mhm.
I like that. It was short lived too, and that was another thing I liked about the chapters was they were relevant. It wasn't like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well we named it, so we're gonna drag it out. Like, no, if it's only 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. Now on to the next scene.
Yep. Yeah.
I liked that.
Me
I
too.
liked that.
For sure. Yeah, I liked I liked the whole sort of everything in between where they're on the run.
Yeah,
I
it's
I
a lot of
really
fun.
I really enjoyed that too because it's like, at this point like his wife is dead. Ricky doesn't want to go back to juvie. They just want to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah,
And so it's just like their entire mission is to just get away from the fucking state that's
man.
chasing them.
I don't want to go to prison. I don't want to go to juvie. All right, cool.
Right.
And in my opinion, hey, listen, you got a guy who, and so you realize that was the whole thing is because Hector had a record. The
Mhm.
government wouldn't allow him to have a child with him unless
Right.
he had a woman.
Right.
Which, wow, much. Geez. With that, at the point where you have, let's call it what it is. You have a reformed man, right? And you have this kid headed down the wrong path, according to you.
Mhm.
He's with the perfect person.
Right. Yeah. How much trouble can they get into in the woods? I mean, seriously.
He's with a guy who understood, like, yo, I made a decision when I was young. It was stupid. This is how they're going to see me. I'm going to go over here, create this life, and this is going to work. Oh, wait, this works better because I don't have to worry about all of that.
Mhm.
Do you know that man can come back into your civilization and be such a rise in the community? You wouldn't, because you ain't gonna give him a chance.
Right.
Like he did the work.
Mm-hmm.
He did the work. So, but I just again appreciated their relationship, the growth of their relationship, the stages of emotion that were displayed through this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The scene at the waterfall.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, the unspoken understandings.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. That was nice.
Well, yeah, and the respect that he had for Ricky for bringing Bella along.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't upset. He was actually glad that he had the thought to do that. You know,
it was like, wow, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice. It was a heartwarming moment. And another sad moment when Zag dies, or Zig. Which one was
Zag? So that was right before it.
Oh, right.
So that happens, and then Bella happens. It's Zag and Zig. So there was no Zig, remember?
Right, Zag and Tupac.
Zag. Well, it was Zag, Tupac, and I forget the other one's name, but they had another one, but we never got that one's name. I don't think the black one that got chased off.
Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, he should have named that one Zig. Yeah, no. Did we ever get the name of the girl that picked him up on the horse?
I think it's like Paula, but let me double check. Not Paula. Paula's the
officer,
social worker.
Social worker, yeah.
Yeah, the girl is named Kahu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then her dad was PC Andy Tappert.
PC.
No, that's the cop. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to look.
Oh yeah, PC Public Corrections.
Yeah, I think he was TK. His name is Troy Kingi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that I liked that they were fans because they understood. I think when you're a family unit, you understand a family unit. Like it might look crazy to other people, but family is family. It ain't got to make sense to the outside world.
But they're also rural folk, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that it's like they're away from that city shit, and they're like, yeah, we don't care what you guys are doing, you know, like nobody fucks with us over here. you know, like
right for real.
We live off of the land. Yeah, nobody bothers us. We just, we just do our thing over here. So of course they're not going to be like upset about that.
And that is something that I thought was also really cool about this movie was it seemed to pay like an homage almost to the indigenous people of the bush.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I know Dennison's character, right? Julian Dennison, he is Maori.
Okay.
He's also in Deadpool.
Yes.
He was in Deadpool too. Yeah.
And it's funny because I was sitting there when I first seen him, I was like, is that kid from Deadpool?
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I'll look it up later. And I didn't look it up, but yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wonder which is older. Deadpool was 2018. This was 2016, right?
Yes. Yeah. This was before Deadpool, I believe.
Okay.
Deadpool 2, anyways. But yeah. I mean, that's what Taika likes to do, and that's, of course, it being a Kiwi movie, so you're going to have Maori people there, and obviously Rachel House is Maori as well, and Rima Te Wiata is Maori, the lady who played Bella. Yeah, and you're on mute. So.
Oh no, I know. There was some noise in my background. I didn't know if it was being picked up or not.
No worries. But yeah, so I enjoy. That's why I enjoy a lot of Taika's work, is he's he likes to shine a light on sort of New Zealand cinema, which I think is really interesting. He also did a movie called What We Do in the Shadows. And it's basically like a mockumentary Office style about vampires who live in Auckland. Yeah,
that's a TV show.
It was originally
a movie.
He did the movie, and then they made it into a TV show. Yeah,
I love that. That show's hilarious. Well,
no, the movie is really good.
Beginning was like first. I don't know. It might still be hilarious, but because I stopped watching it. But I now have to go see that movie.
Oh yeah, watch the movie.
No, that's
the movie's very good. Yeah. But another, just another Kiwi film too, so I think he does that really well. Okay. But yeah, so, they're on the run, and the feds are closing in on him.
Terribly.
Terribly.
Listen, they suck as a government enforcement group. You can't track down and corner a kid and an old man.
And why are there like tactical SWAT teams in prone and like, you know, walking in prone with their guns drawn through a forest? You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
they're shooting to kill.
shooting to kill.
That was actually a question I had through this entire movie as well. Like, so are they gonna kill him, or because these
Right. Like
guns,
that's
bro?
a hit squad, man. That's not like a search and rescue team.
I'm talking about clearing stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is not. Look, that definitely is not. They are not coming to serve a warrant. That's for sure.
No, definitely not. But I do like the Blaze of Glory,
Mhm.
the Blaze of Glory scene where they meet the crazy guy,
Psycho Sam.
Psycho
Psycho
Sam.
Sam is my favorite character now.
Yeah,
Psycho Sam.
Psycho
Why do you think they
Sam.
call him Psycho Sam? So the government can't track you through your brains. Never mind.
No, never mind. Yeah, yeah. He was a great character too.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's funny because I want to say that's the same guy. He at least seems like the same guy from like 2 or 3 other movies I've seen playing a very similar character.
he was in Yes Man. He was
Yeah. Okay.
the boss in Yes Man,
Okay.
and
Now
he's also in Flight of the Conchords. That's another Kiwi show.
I think I remember that show. I can't remember the other movie now. I just blanked out. It's all good. But yeah. Okay. So, but those are not similar characters to this one, though.
Oh yeah, no, definitely
Okay,
not.
yeah, no, maybe not then. I could be wrong. But I enjoyed him as the character Psycho Sam, the character Psycho Sam and Grumpy.
Grumpy?
Or no, was it Grumpy? Gampy?
Gampy?
No, what's Crumpy?
Crumpy. Oh, the truck.
The guy that wrote the book that this is based on, his name is Brian Crumpy.
Oh, Crumpy. Okay.
So the truck was named Crumpy. I put that together at the end as well.
Oh, Psycho Sam's also in What We Do of the Shadows.
Oh,
he's in the
very
movie
nice.
as well. Yeah, because he works with Taika Waititi a lot.
Quite a lot. Okay. Hey, but you got to get in where you fit in, man. When you know who's gonna get you work.
Yep.
But
yeah, that whole thing starts the Blaze of Glory, which I really enjoyed. That was that was great.
That was good. That was good. And to let Ricky drive, listen, that kid has a future in driving and in poetry.
Right. Yeah, exactly. His haikus and driving.
That's right. He gonna be writing haikus while driving NASCAR. Or well, over there is they probably do F1 over there, huh?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, he was ready to die in a shootout.
He said he was gonna become a rapper.
Yeah.
He was gonna sell drugs. And he was gonna get killed in a drive-by.
Right.
I was like, like it's not supposed to be accurate, man. Y'all gotta stop rapping about this stuff.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But you know, then basically the jig is up, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's all.
They catch him. And Ricky gets taken in by the nice people that helped him. The father and daughter that helped him while they were in the bush, which was I thought was nice. That was a good call. And
I thought that was actually really cool as well, because just the support of her, like the way she was from the beginning, it was almost like her dad just didn't care, but it was like, no, it was more so like you were saying. It's like, no, it's the lifestyle they live. Like they're not high they're not pitched over the threshold of conformity.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have any allegiance to the city folk trying to chase these guys. It's like they recognize bush people as well, and they're like, yeah, no, you're good, man.
Right.
But Sam Neill's character Hector has to go to rehab after getting out of jail, or he's in a halfway house.
Yeah.
And that's when Ricky comes back, and I thought that moment was really nice too. Hector gives him a haiku. That was cute.
We were sitting there. Listen. All right, there was 2 moments in this movie. One choked me up, and the other one I actually dropped like 4 tears. And I was like, yo, Taika got to stop doing this to your boy.
Right.
The Bella moment and that moment, the moment where he's giving him the haiku. Because at first I'm like, why he's not reading anything? Why is he? Oh shit, he's counting out his haikus.
He's counting the syllables. Yeah.
It's like, now that, sir, that is love. Love is an
Mm-hmm.
action, not a word. That, sir, is love. I was sitting over here like, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Got me again.
yeah, exactly. Because and it was funny because I looked at the timestamp. It was around the same time in Jojo Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
It's like, oh, you know how to end
he's got a
movies.
formula now.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, you know how to end movie. Maybe not
Hmm.
for the entire movie, but for sure for like the last 40 minutes or so,
Yeah,
there's a formula. And it's in
yeah,
play from it hits you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I agree. So then, Ricky invites Hector to come with him to go live on their ranch of the father and daughter, and just kind of be a wild person, a wilder person.
Wilder person.
Yeah, and
I even like how
they
that
go
name came up.
venture off to go find that rare bird that they saw in the forest.
Also, a brilliant moment in the movie.
Hmm.
Because at first I was like, why are we talking about this rare bird and how
Right.
you can become famous? And then when it came back around to it, I was like, ah,
Yeah.
that's why we were talking
So
about
they
it.
got
Because
adventures, and more adventures to go on.
the grass is greener on the other side, indeed.
Right. But that's pretty much the
That's the movie.
story. Yeah. So
I could watch it again right now, honestly.
yeah, it was good. It was a cute story. I really enjoyed it. But let's get to our ratings and final thoughts. Do you want to start us off, or do you want me to go? What's up?
I think you're gonna have to start. I don't have
That's
my
cool.
red teacher correctional pen over here.
Okay, I can start us off. No worries. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. I enjoy the intimacy of the story. It's not a grandiose tale. It's very small, which I think lends it to better immersion for me. There's less characters, less moving parts. You really just dig deep into to Ricky and Hector. Um, so I like that a lot. The music was good. The music was all arrangements, which I thought was nice because they didn't use any pop music, but they used a lot of synthesizer,
Right.
which
And
was kind of cool.
I enjoyed also how like you had a song named Tupac. You had
Yeah,
songs that were
named
entitled
after
things.
what was going on in the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for sure. I enjoyed that part too. Sam Neill really did it for me. I think he did a really good job at being that like grumpy man, and I think he's been a treasure since Jurassic Park. So everybody likes Sam Neill, and you know he's a good actor.
Oh
Ricky
yeah.
is also a great actor too. I think
Yeah.
he's got good comedy timing,
Hmm.
which I think was perfect for this movie because he provided a lot of the comedy for the movie.
Another
Um,
one of those. He's one of those younger acts that I'm now kind of keeping an eye out for. Like,
yeah,
see
yeah.
something else he's in. It's like, all right,
He's
got to
young
check that
enough.
out.
He's young enough. He'll be around for a
Mhm.
while. So if he
Yeah.
wants to keep acting, but yeah, great movie, fun. Heartfelt. A movie about a young cub and an old lion. Finding each other and finding a way to get along with each other.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was great. So I'm gonna go with I'm feeling a 8.5, 8.5
Ooh,
ish. I think
I like
it's a good movie. I don't know if I don't think it's as good as Jojo Rabbit, but it's right there.
it.
And I think I rated Jojo Rabbit a 9. So
Yeah, I want to say we all got it at either a 9 or a 10.
yeah,
It's Jojo Rabbit.
yeah,
I fully agree with everything you said. The words that I could have and could not have pulled together as well. However,
mm,
oh yeah, you like that, huh?
yeah.
You didn't
There's a
mention the great
twist.
scenery again.
I
Aha.
didn't. That's true.
And the cinematography,
Yeah.
because the choice of shots and angles for me, a lot of that, especially in the introductory phase, or is that a word? But in the opening phases, just
Hmm.
coming in over the hills and getting a picture of the house and everything going on
Yeah.
around, being able to put little things together without really being told what was going on at the beginning
Hmm.
and towards the end as well. Just the like we were talking about a moment ago, the formula. I
Yeah.
really feel like in realizing this is actually an older work than some of the other things. Um, Taika's formula, in my opinion, was showing a little much in this one, but in a
Mm.
positive way, like in a way where I believe that this could even be used to inspire future filmmakers. Like, all right, if you're looking to do something similar to this, This
Hmm.
is more simple to, I think, simpler to explain than Jojo Rabbit.
Right. Oh, of course. Yeah.
So
It's a very
so
simple
that is
story,
mhm,
you know. But that's what makes it good, is that it's these are why these stories get told millions and millions of times. It's because they're good stories.
right.
The story of the old lion and the young cub is been with us forever. You know, it's Hamlet, it's the Lion King, it's all of that stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
I had one that I just realized probably shouldn't say because people wouldn't understand it, but you know, it's a biblical story.
I got you.
Yes, indeed. So I am gonna match your 8.5 because I want to give this a 9.5, 10 almost. But also don't think it is as good as Jojo Rabbit.
Mm,
But my line, it's not as good as A Spotless Mind.
right.
And at this point for me, to get a 9, you have to be as good as A Spotless Mind, which got a
Yeah.
10,
Right.
but I'm looking for something to pass that. So in order to
Yeah.
get that 10, which would be a 9 for me now, you got to get there. And
Hmm.
so an 8.5 for me is as close as you're getting, unless I can't even name anything. The Revenant wouldn't even hit that for me.
Right. I know.
So
It's
yeah,
true. It's weird what hits the 9 and 10 for us, to be honest, because it's not about like the best movies with the
right.
best star power, and you know, like it's really the storytelling.
Mhm.
The storytelling aspect, at least I think, is what we appreciate the most. So yeah, I think this is way up there. I mean, 8.5 is great. It's
Okay,
a solid film. I would recommend it to anybody who wanted to. It's a good
absolutely,
family movie too. There's no cussing.
absolutely.
You know,
Right.
there's
There's some
no
suggestion, but nothing too far.
some, yeah, but it's not, and it's not overly violent. The worst it gets is like a dead dog, which, you know,
Yeah,
which is sad, but
yeah.
it's not
But
like
it's
people
nature.
shooting each other.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's nature.
yeah.
Oh well, no,
Yeah.
and the hog maiming at the beginning of Bella.
Oh, wait, did the oh yeah, yeah, that's right. She did
Mhm.
stab that that hog a
Which,
lot.
but that's an important lesson that a lot of kids in the city will never get.
That's true.
So to get it through a movie, hey,
If you see food out there, you
food is
get
food.
food. Yeah,
Yep,
for
food is
sure.
food.
Well, cool, man. You got anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up?
I think I might have said this to you and Dejan about once each collectively. Thanks for this one.
Hey, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. I hadn't seen it myself, so
Nice.
this is pleasantly surprised.
Definitely.
Um, but
So that
yeah,
gives
thank
us
well,
17 out of 20.
I
Eight
think
and a
we're
half.
just at an 8.5,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah. Because
both
we
of
both
us.
put
Yeah.
8.5. Yeah.
Hmm.
No math
Yeah.
needed.
Solid. Solid movie. And we hope that you guys go check it out if you haven't already. Assuming that you guys probably have seen it. It's been around for a while. But if not, please go check it out. It's great. It's on Netflix. It's for free. Well, if you pay for Netflix. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you. Please feel free to leave us a comment if you feel so inclined. What did you think about the movie? What do you want us to review in the future? We're always open to suggestions. And if you guys have movies that you think we would like or we wouldn't like and want to hear us bag on them, you can always watch one of those too. We're happy to interact with you guys. So again, thank you so much for watching. We have separate podcasts on our own. Keelan's got a podcast. It's called If Numbers Could Talk. It's on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Please go check him out. He's providing you content around all things numbers, sports, video games, pop culture, machines, consumer products, all of that type of stuff, economics. He's going to be covering all that stuff with If Numbers Could Talk. So be sure to check out his YouTube page and his Facebook page Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. If Numbers Could Talk. I got a podcast called Exofathom. We talk about random stuff, philosophy, mythology, a little bit of conspiracy, and once in a while too. We just finished an episode about the brain, the human brain. And next episode, we're going to be talking about mazes on Monday night at 8 p.m. Exofathom. We have a YouTube page and a Facebook page. As you can see, our buddy Dejan, who is our other co-host of the episode, he's not here today. He will not be joining us on Wednesdays because he's got schedule issues, but he will be with us on Sunday nights, and he's got his own channel. It's on Twitch. It's called Strawberries and Coffee. He's streaming video games Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 10 p.m. So be sure to go check him out. Say hi. Recommend a game to him. I'm sure he'll love to hear from you guys. Strawberries and Coffee on Twitch. Next Wednesday, we will have a new co-host. Well, kind of a new co-host, but Mike from Exofathom will be joining us next Wednesday to fill in for Dijon on Wednesdays. So we're going to be mixing it up a little bit. We'll have a little bit of a rotating co-host thing going on for the foreseeable future, but we hope that you enjoy very much. And yeah,
the way you said that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, rotating co-host.
Right now, quick question for the fans out there. I am one. I get the privy of asking these questions here.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys gonna be talking about like mazes or labyrinths?
Oh well, labyrinths. Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be a Minotaur tail in there.
You get it? He knows why I asked. I'm like, there's some things going on inside labyrinths.
Yep.
Maybe a pixie or two.
Oh yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Screen Time Continuum. We are very much appreciative of you guys listening to us chatter on about movies and TV and critique things for which we have no credentials. We are on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and on YouTube at Screen Time Continuum. And thank you for taking this trip through the Screen Time Continuum with us. For Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
And I am Keelan.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.